folks, today we're going to try to make a leather wallet. I want to show you the process and how it's done. And it's a little bit of an experiment because we've got some leather here that I've never used before. This is from Weaver Leather. This is called Old West pull-up leather. And of course, pull-up is because when it's bent, you get a little bit of a highlight where the oil migrates out of that bend and away from where pressure is being exerted. And this is in the color Grizzly. So we'll see how that works for a wallet. We're going to do a minimalist wallet, a bifold with 6 card slots and a big pocket for cash. So we've got our cutting dies here. We've got the back and the front, really the inside, and then this is the bottoms of the pockets. This is the T pockets. I use this die for a long wallet as well, horizontal long wallet. That's why it's in one piece, but when we cut this out, I'm actually going to cut it in half. So the first thing we need to do is fire up our clicker press, and we're going to stamp out our pieces using our cutting die. Alright, so here we've got our pieces. This is a little bit shorter, you can see, so this is going to be the interior piece. This is going to be the exterior piece, and they're going to go together like this. And the reason for the length difference is so that when it gets folded, you want the edges to about line up. And that allows it to be a nice fold without creating tension here. And then these obviously go like this, and we're going to cut these in half here. Tucked inside this. So let's take that exterior piece, put it there for now. And we're going to have 2 T pockets on top of this bottom pocket. And of course you have to start working from the inside out. And what we're going to do once we get to that point is we're going to glue these in place. And then the bottom here, stitch for reinforcement. That's what holds the cards when they come down from the top. So this one has to get stitched first, then you lay this one on, this one gets stitched, and then this gets glued in place, and then at the right time it gets stitched around the edge. Now this leather that we're using today is plenty thick. This is 4 5-ounce Old West pull-up in Grizzly. And usually when I make wallets, what I'll do is I'll use 4 5-ounce for the outside, and for the exterior, and then for the rest of it, I like to use a 2 3-ounce, and that creates a really nice slim wallet because you have less bulk. So this might just be a little too bulky. I don't know how this is going to turn out. I think what I'm going to try to do is take these T pockets, and I'm going to skive them down. I'm going to take this whole lower portion and just split it down to about half of what it is. So if this is 4 5-ounce, I want to take that down to about 2 3-ounce, 2.5 ounces. And then what that does is it eliminates some of the bulk right in this area, because what happens is you get these layers of leather, and then you try to stick a couple cards in there, you end up with quite a bit of bulk pretty quickly, because you've got, 1, 2, 3, 4 layers of leather, plus the thicknesses of any cards that you put in there. So that's just too thick. So we're going to try and skive these down. And if it goes well, if it makes a nice clean cut, I might actually try skiving the bottom edge of these as well. Be nice to have everything down to a 2-3 ounce. All right, I just did a practice piece, and I don't know if you can see that too well, but it works pretty good. Just need to go a little further, I think, and this is basically a skive where we're going. I have this presser foot angled so that it's thicker out here and thinner in there. So we're going to stick the bottom part of those T-pockets right in there and take that down to thinner than it is now. All right, we're going to go ahead and start gluing these first T-pockets on here. And what we can do is we can do one on each side, and then we'll go stitch both of the bottoms. And then we're going to come back, glue the other two on, and stitch those bottoms. And I found that with the gluing, it really just, it keeps these arms out the side. It keeps them in position because later I want to stitch the perimeter, right? And you don't want those to be moving around and creating wrinkles in your pockets and that kind of thing. So this is a Quillam 315 contact glue, and the way this works is you got to put some on each piece of material, and then it sticks together, and that's how it holds together. It takes a little bit of time to dry. A little bit of patience with this stuff. All right, my honest opinion, I don't think I like it. It's just too thick, I think. There's, even though I skived it down, I took those T-pockets and I skived them down, there's just too much leather in here. By the time you add cards and cash, it's going to be probably too bulky for what most people would want to carry. So like I told you at the top, it's a bit of an experiment, and I don't think it's something that I would list for sale. I just don't think it's that good of a product. And I think the fix, the solution, is to pair it with a thinner leather on the interior, which is what I do with a lot of my other wallets. If you go to my website, you'll see there I have the cognac, the dark brown, and both of those are paired with a cognac interior, which actually looks more like a tan, but it's a really thin, strong leather that works very, very well. It doesn't make it bulky, and it holds cards very well. And then I have black as well, the black exterior, and then a really thin black interior. And on all of those wallets, the exterior is made of a veg tan from Weaver. That's really, really nice. So this is, I think this is supposed to be a chrome tan. It actually acts more like an oil tan, in my opinion. You saw I stamped my logo in there. It didn't hold it too well, but it held it better than chrome tan usually does. So it's just a little oilier than chrome tan, normal chrome tan, in my opinion. So if you think this is something you'd like to see for sale, or something you'd like, just comment below. And please like and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching.